Welcome back to another episode of Dumb and Broke. I'm your host, Bryan Shapiro, and I'm really excited about this episode. I know some of you may not be, but we'll get into the reason why, although the title of this podcast will give it away. But first, I want to introduce my friend Felicia. Hi, Felicia.
Hello, thank you for having me for probably a really big controversial topic as an episode
Absolutely. First of all, I want to ask, do you still get like hi Felicia or bye Felicia a lot? Like do people still say that?
all the time. It's kind of simmered a little bit, but it's more so like when people are actually saying bye to me, they'll be like, "All right, bye, Felicia." Oh wait, haha, I said it. And I'm like, cool.
You were brought up a few episodes ago with my
Yeah.
friend Joey, and he definitely said it.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I mean, there's worse things that your name could be associated with, so I'll take it.
Totally. So Felicia and I have known each other for a really long time. We used to be neighbors, right? Like at
Kinda. So I was thinking about this the other day. Like we kind of grew up like we've always been friends, but through people.
right.
So I never lived in Club Lake Point, right? Is where you lived.
Yeah.
But I was always with Aubrey and Carly,
The
who
Barrington Club, though.
yes. Oh, you lived there too?
I lived across the street from you.
Oh my God, yes, I forgot about that.
We were
Oh,
literally neighbors.
literally. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So I've always like we've been friends through friends,
Hmm.
but I mean it's been since middle school.
Yeah.
Just now. I mean, I met Aubrey and Carly when I was in fifth grade. So
Right. Yeah. And I
mhm.
I met them around the same time too. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's totally it. You and I have never been like BFFs, and up until recently, and because of this
recently
topic,
because of Swift.
yes. So yeah, this topic that we're gonna dissect today really brought Felicia and I together. Um, and wait, we should shout out Carly too because
Yes,
Carly's in this
she's
group
our
with us.
trio and our tripod, but
Yeah, so we have a group chat, and the three of us just talk about this specific topic. And I keep being ambiguous about it, but you guys already know what it is. But without further ado, I'm going to get started with a controversial opinion because it's relevant.
here
And it really triggered me, and I know it's going to trigger you. And it said,
we go.
Taylor Swift's music is boring and generic. Initial
Sounds like
thoughts?
a rich white man.
Honestly, Loki is a rich white man.
No.
It's someone I used to work with, Jeff. Yeah. So I know he sent that. So sometimes I ask
Probably to
people to.
trigger you for
It
sure.
total. Yeah, he did that on purpose. But little did he know, I'm doing a whole podcast for him. No, no,
This one's for you, Jeff.
Yep. When he sent that though, like a lot of people do that to me. Like a lot of people, you either love Taylor Swift or hate her. Like
For sure.
there's very few people that are like, yeah, I kind of like her. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
so
everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that one's wrong. So it's
exactly. I mean, I don't
fine.
make the rules, so. But yeah, I feel like people try to get to me sometimes by like sending hate or they're saying like if I bring her up, they like roll their eyes, and I'm just like, I don't get it. But as you know, I'm a newfound Swiftie.
Mhm.
You've been a Swiftie for um,
Sure.
forever. I
Mhm.
like got into her in 2020 because of folklore, and then I went back and discovered the rest, and I was like, wait, she's always been really great.
Yeah.
I just haven't been paying attention, and I
For
think
sure.
that's the thing. People aren't paying attention, but
People who don't like Taylor Swift either like someone who is an enemy of her or they just don't know. They haven't listened, they haven't watched any of like her documentaries or know anything about her. So it's definitely more of like I feel like an ignorant hate than a reasonable hate.
totally. And then also people think that like they'll like Shake It Off will come on. They're like, oh my god, you love Taylor Swift. I'm like, okay, I'm not a Shake It Off Swifty,
No.
so like let's
We
not get it
respect the shake it off, but we don't thrive to it.
exactly. Like I like you have to listen to the albums, and that's a thing. Like I love albums,
Yeah.
and like I'm sorry, your favorite pop star doesn't make albums. They may have
The
five,
hit wonders.
four cute little songs on that album, but like you listen to Taylor Swift's albums, every song is a fucking jam.
Every song. Every song. It's hard. Like when we're in our group chat and we're bored at work and we're just like, okay, what's your favorite song? Like we list five. Like there is no top one. It's just impossible. All of them. I mean, there are some skips, but like I would still listen to if I had to. Like
Very few. Yeah.
it's insane. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane how talented she is. And I mean, I wish hopefully after this podcast, more people realize that and give her a chance because
Yeah.
she is literally our generation's probably best music artist
Yeah.
for sure.
Totally. Like
I will die on that hill.
she's the songwriter of our generation, I would say.
Yep.
You know? Wait, let's show off our outfits. Love the 1989.
Yes. Taylor Swift.
Hell yeah.
Oh, well, she doesn't have a TV version. Never mind. I got confused for a second, but hopefully
I
it's
can't wait
coming.
for that. And then I
Every
got my Taylor's version with my red button.
we love it.
I got this at one of those Taylor Swift dance parties. Which, have you ever been to one?
No, I really want to. Every time they come, it's either I'm not in town or it's just like a Wednesday night
Yeah,
or something. And I have a big girl job and it's hard to go out on Wednesday nights now,
totally.
but
But I
I will
swear,
get to one.
you have to. Like, it's life changing. Like, just being amongst your people, like, everyone is just like loving the music, and you're just like, you don't really give a shit. You're just like bopping around, dancing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it gets wild. And like, I've gone to like two, and those must have been some of my favorite nights of New York City.
Once we finally get our Swiftie chat trip planned, we should center it around one of those parties, like where it's at, and just do that.
That and her next tour,
Oh, duh. Yeah.
because I'm dropping money for that tour.
I don't, it, that's like a whole nother topic. Like, what is she gonna do? Like, is she gonna do obviously like I feel like Lover's dead and gone. Like she'll play Cruel Summer and like
Lover.
Lover, sure.
I
I
love Lover.
actually don't like that song.
Oh my god.
I
Like
don't hate it, but it's a skip for me for sure.
wow. Like I want
Yeah.
that to be my wedding song.
Oh, it is sweet. It
Yeah.
is sweet. I just think she has so many more great songs. But like she'll sing those, but I just feel like Lover didn't get its moment. Like it happened and then it was like boom, Folklore. And Folklore was just such a wave of insanity and it took the world by storm that like sometimes I even forget about Lover. Like I'll go back and I'll be like, oh, let me listen to it. I'm in that mood, but I don't even really think about it. So it'll
Yeah.
be curious to see. And how do you do a concert with Folklore and Evermore? Like I'm for it, but I feel like it needs to be like a nighttime acoustic, like kind of like a how she did the I'm
The
blanking.
Long Pond Studio
Yeah, the
Sessions.
long pond, like something like that, like a campfire theme, like Camp Taylor or something.
Totally.
Taylor.
I would love that.
I
But
would
like
pay to go to summer camp with Taylor. Are you kidding me?
but you're right. So she didn't go on tour for Lover because the
It got
pandemic.
canceled.
And then she
It
came
was,
out with Folklore, Evermore. And
and
now
all
she has like
her,
these yeah, now these re-record like she's gonna have like a 12-hour
she could do a
concert.
tour just with her Volt songs. Like it's
Right.
endless. I mean, and she's one human. Like as much as we would love that, like she's not gonna do 100 different tours, you know.
Yeah. I would love a Folklore Evermore tour.
Me too.
I need that. Like I need
I
that.
agree. I feel like that's my most listened to album is Folklore and Evermore. Like it's just background music because I love it and it's calm. Like I listen to it at work and it doesn't distract me, but it's doesn't hype me up, but doesn't like make me sad. It's just like very like
Yeah.
docile. I love
I'm
it.
gonna spend a lot of time on that one.
Okay.
I want to briefly go through each album and like
Well,
say our top picks. I asked Felicia
get
to
ahead
come
of
up with her favorite
ourselves.
song from each album. She's like, that's literally impossible. So I said, okay, one pick and an honorable mention. I still think that's gonna be tough, but we're gonna try to do that. And yeah, but yeah, Folklore I might want to spend a little bit more time on because that's
Fine.
like
I feel
my
like the beginning ones we won't spend too much time on anyway. So
that's
maybe
true, especially me because I don't know them. Um,
you will.
yeah, so I will. I think Taylor's version will make me, love them. So, without further ado, let's kick it off with self-titled Taylor Swift. I think I have the order right. Because I
That's
always forget
crazy.
that Fearless comes before Speak Now. In my mind, Speak Now is before Fearless.
It's because she did the re-record first, so it just is throwing
Yeah.
everyone off
I don't
for
know.
sure.
And I
I
don't
do
know
too.
why. I feel like Speak Now is such like she's like so young and Fearless is a little bit more mature. I don't know. That's like something in my mind.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So Taylor Swift. My favorite song, and like I don't care if this is basic, but our song.
It's a good one.
That's my number one because like that's the first song I actually I remember when that came out. I was living in
Okay.
Maryland and my friend Lindsay, we don't talk anymore, but she was a big fan and she kept playing that song and I just like fell in love with it. So like it's not even just the song, it's just like the feeling when
Sentimental,
I was like
for sure.
12 years old and yeah, it puts me back to being a 12-year-old.
Yeah, I feel that. First Taylor Swift song I ever heard was Tim McGraw, which is on debut. That's my honorable mention. It's just, it's great. It's sweet. I hope on the re-record she makes it a duet with Tim McGraw. That would
Hmm,
be elite. She's
that'd be great.
performed it with him at concerts before, so I'm holding out for it. But my favorite song is Should Have Said No. It's just
Hmm,
the bop. It hits. I love it.
that's a good
Her other
one.
songs are kind of whiny on that album.
I
So
know. I would just
I'm excited for the re-record. I hope she keeps it that country vibe, but for her like mature vocals, like I think I'll have a new respect for it.
I think so too. I tried to listen to a bunch. Well, first of all, my honorable mention is Teardrops on My Guitar.
It's a good one.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was trying to listen to that album, and it is really whiny, and like
yeah.
her
She's
vocals were kind
young.
of weak back then.
Yeah, she's
Um,
young for sure.
but now she's found her sound, and like she's so good that like I think it's gonna hit.
Yeah, I'm excited for it for sure.
Okay. And like to be honest, I think those four songs that we said are the only songs I really know from that album, to be honest.
Yeah. I know all of them, but again, they're skips. Like that's probably I don't listen to that album. If I listen to any of those songs, it's like on a playlist that I have or something. So, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, wait, did she come out? Did she release our song, Taylor's version? She hasn't, right?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
I'm
I
confusing
don't
it
think
with.
she's done anything from there
Yeah.
yet.
Okay. So next is Fearless,
Hmm.
and we're not doing Taylor's version, so we can't include
Okay.
the vault songs.
Fine.
But there's a isn't there like a deluxe edition?
There is. I was just gonna bring it up because I kind of lumped mine together for Fearless. Hold on, let me pull it up. I still have my top two that aren't, but her deluxe version has um
Because
like
on
the piano version and acoustics and like a lot of her songs that I like are those type of versions. And they have like the songs that aren't on the album, like Jump and Fall and Untouchable and
Untouchable, that's the one.
Superstar,
I
like
have that
things.
as one of my favorites from Fearless, and I just didn't know where to put it. Like, do I put it in Fearless or
So
do I put it?
Fearless and Speak Now are probably some of the hardest for me because how you were saying like debut is sentimental for you, like that's Speak Now and Fearless is like my middle school and like freshman year of high school. Like Carly and I were talking about this. Like it's just so emotional listening to those songs. Like each song has a memory tied to it, whether it's good or bad, but it's literally like it's my childhood listening to
Yeah,
those two albums. So even if I tried to pick it based on like what I would listen to the most,
me
um,
too. Me too.
what's my favorite is not necessarily what is her best.
I
I
agree.
just want to preface.
I agree. I think in the like the newer albums, I I think my favorites are her best also. But okay,
Yeah.
I the way I did it for Fearless, I did not include any of those the deluxe songs, or I include that in Taylor's version because
Okay.
they're a part of Taylor's version,
Great.
right?
I can
Like those.
update mine.
So that's how I did mine. So
Yeah.
you have yours. Okay, I'll go first then.
Okay.
My favorite on Fearless is Forever and Always. I fucking love that song. I listen to it all the time. I love the piano version. I love the regular version. I like both equally on
Yeah.
it, honestly. That's my number one.
That's my number one too.
Hey!
I did put piano version. I do prefer that one, but I like sad songs. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sad, like I like depressing songs. And so the piano one is just it hits. But I like both of them too. It's my number one.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious what your number two is.
I don't think you like my number two. I think I remember you. My number two is Breathe.
Oh, I like it, but it's not
Yeah.
definitely not a top five for sure
I like
for
it.
me.
Something about it, like when she gets into that like second verse and like it just starts like grooving. It like she says something like the music starts playing like the end of a sad movie. Like
Yeah,
I don't know, she does something. She's so good at like painting a
for bridges.
picture. The bridge. Oh yeah, let's don't even like. But she paints a picture so
Leonardo da Vinci.
well in that album.
Yeah,
Like when she's saying breathe, like it like I can feel myself breathe. That sounds so corny, but like it's true. Like
yeah,
she paints a picture so well, and I just that's why I love that song so much.
yeah. That is a good one. My second is White Horse. So it's literally I was between that for my number one, just because I just love that song. I've always loved that song.
That would
Um,
be in my top five for sure.
yeah, I'm
That's a beautiful
excited.
song.
But yeah, I mean, they're all good. This album is really hard, especially when you get into her version, which we'll do
Yeah.
later. But yeah, that was tough.
Also, I don't think a lot of people notice or realize that in Breathe, like Colby Clay's
Yeah.
background vocals are in that,
Mhm.
and it's a really nice touch to it.
Yeah.
Um,
Really
ah, Fearless Fearless is probably like the first like full album I listened to of Taylor Swift. And I think that's like the album that really put her on the map.
Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
our song
I
was a
agree.
huge hit, but
She had like
what
top
are the
100 songs on debut, like two of them, but like I don't think anyone really liked the album as a
right?
whole.
Because also it was like super country on the
Yeah.
debut, and then like Fearless,
A little more
pretty country,
poppy.
but it's like
Yeah.
but it had its pop. What are the big hits from Fearless? Is that like You Belong with Me?
You Belong with Me. I'd have to bring up the whole
I'm trying
album.
to right now, but my phone,
I
of
know.
course,
Hold on,
is
wait.
like
I have it right here. If you start hearing Taylor Swift. Okay, Fearless. Her top songs, in my opinion, 15, which is great.
oh, I love
Love that. Love
15.
Story. Come on.
Oh my
Love
god.
that song too. Um, You Belong with Me.
Those are like the three
I
like
think that's really it. I mean, Hey Steven got a lot of rap, but that I think that's more because of the story behind it. Like how the guy who was about wrote her a song back and she never answered. Didn't know
oh.
about this.
See, that's another thing.
So cringy.
Felicia knows like these little like details about Taylor's life and I don't. So like sometimes she'll send me things like thinking I do and I'm like I have no clue. I don't know her like dating history. I'm like
I try not like I honestly it's kind of gotten brought back with TikTok. Like I'm
mhm.
all over Swift Talk, so like it's gotten brought back to my knowledge, but I mean, it scares me how much I know about her and like I don't even realize like I'm a fan. I'm a super fan, but like I'll see some other fans and I'm like that's not me. But then like talking about her I'm like is that
Yeah.
me?
And a
So,
lot and like
closeted Taylor Swift, but not closeted. I don't know.
a lot of like my friends that don't necessarily listen to Taylor Swift, they'll see things like on Instagram and send it to me and be like, "Oh my god, like did you hear?" or like the things like that. And I'm like, "No, you know more about her life than I do." Like I
Yeah.
I'm here for the music. Like
Yeah. And she's also been MIA for like the last 5 years, besides dropping amazing albums out of nowhere.
that's
But
so that's so true.
no,
Um all right, should we go to Speak Now?
yeah.
This is another one that I'm not too familiar with.
I love
You like
Speak
Speak Now.
Now.
And there's rumors that that's like her next re-recording drop, right?
It's what makes the most sense. I think it's between that and 1989. People are going back and forth on her
Yeah.
re-record, but because she's released songs from both of them in Taylor's version, like for movies and stuff. So that's why they're thinking, well, if there's a version of it, the album's coming type
Yeah.
thing.
Oh right,
So
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
I
just listened to I mean I watched that show. You and Carly watched it for a while first and then I finally got it had like a bunch of Taylor Swift songs.
oh, the summer I turned pretty.
Yes. Did it have
So
Speak
good.
Now
Sound.
songs on it? I don't
Yeah.
remember. I think so.
Mm, no, it had Fearless.
A
That's the
lot.
way I love you is the
Yeah,
main
yeah.
one. Um, oh my God, there's a lot of them on there.
Yeah, that I
But
just like
that's the
kept
one I remember the most because it's from like the big scene. But yeah,
at the
that's
end.
Fearless. Speak Now
You go
is
first.
probably tied for my favorite album.
Really?
I love it. It's the nostalgia part. Like again, like I know it's not her best. It's not the one I even listen to the most, But like when I took a deep dive into it, I'm just like, I love every song except for maybe one.
Well,
Yeah.
I want to know that one song after we go through
Yeah.
the ones that.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your number one?
Uh, okay, I have three for
Okay,
this album.
I'll let you. Since it's your favorite, I'll let you.
Yes. So my favorite song is tied for first. It's Dear John and Back to December.
Back to
Now
December
I'm
is my
gonna
number
have
one.
to, what is it? Back to December.
That's my number one.
So I was gonna say that is probably my true number one, but Dear John lyrically is just like a big fuck you, and I
Mm-hmm.
love it. It's just I love it.
That's the John Mayer.
Yeah.
Mm,
Well, allegedly, but
allegedly.
I mean it says Dear John in it.
Yeah.
So I know Dear John is like a breakup letter for like military spouses or something. Like it's an actual
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But come on, we know, sis, we know who it's about.
And then Back to December is allegedly about
Taylor
Taylor
Lautner.
Lautner, right? Okay,
Yeah.
you told me that, and I was
There's
like, oh,
like funny jokes and like people have gone up to him and they're like, you're the only ex of Taylor Swift who isn't nervous about her re-records because she always says like you were her favorite ex and it was her fault and all these things. He's like, cool, sure, great. Like
yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like that song is because I feel like a lot of people think of Taylor Swift as someone who writes breakup songs, and she
yeah,
does, but they
so
tie it
regret
with like,
song.
oh, she's she can't keep a man, she everyone breaks up with her, but like Back to December is she was
Regret.
right, and it is a breakup song, but in a different point of view, and it's really beautiful. Um,
I
yeah.
love it. The music video is great. It's also, fun fact, the music video, and this is for Carly, the music video is filmed in Binghamton, New York, which where
Oh
they're
shit.
from. Yeah, I
Yep.
remember like when it came out, she's like, people are texting me that Taylor Swift is at our park or whatever. Like Binghamton, I think, has like a population of like 2,000 people or
Oh my
something.
god.
Maybe it's bigger now, but I don't know. I'm just gonna, I don't
It
quote me.
works for me.
But
I
yeah.
have such a big Binghamton following, so like you have to be careful.
Sorry.
No, Carly really is like my biggest fan. So,
I know. This one's for you, Car. What's
okay,
your honorable mention?
my honorable mention is Mean,
Oh,
because
I like that song.
sometimes I like those like cutesy songs.
Mhm.
Sometimes those just end up being like one of my favorites. Something about that, and I think it was tied to when she did that performance at the Grammys, and she like tied in.
Yeah.
She's like, "I'll be singing this at the Grammys."
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a fuck you song, but like in a teenager's perspective,
for sure. For
And
sure.
I just think it's adorable. And also, like, can't lie, like when I moved to New York, like it made me feel a certain type of way because like I moved to New York after like a pretty bad breakup. So now I'm like, I'll be living in a big old city. So like I just love that.
Yes.
What's
Oh
yours?
God. Okay. I'm again, it's hard. I would have to go Last Kiss.
I don't
Yeah.
really know that one.
Oh, I love it. And then another honorable mention, Haunted. I love Haunted. It's one of my favorite
I
songs
don't
ever.
really know that one either. I'm looking forward to the re-recording because like
Yeah.
I don't I don't really know many.
Yeah, give it a listen. I honestly I think it's even great as it is, but I'm really excited for the re-records. So you want to know which song I don't like on this
Yeah, yeah,
album?
yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
Carly and I don't disagree on a lot of things. This song, Innocent.
Can you
I
sing it?
can't. It's about Kanye West.
Oh wait,
Um,
Carly doesn't like this one either, or she
she
does?
loves this
Oh,
song. It's like you're still an innocent.
I don't know it.
It's about
That was
Kanye West.
beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. It's about Kanye West, like kind of upset that he even got a song because ew. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't like she sounds shaky. I don't like the vocals. I'm excited for the re-record, but I just don't like it.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I never really liked it. But
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, she does have some songs where I'm like,
yeah.
why did you do that?
Yeah.
And
Next.
we'll get to that.
But,
Oh my God, next is Red, which like if sometimes when people ask me my favorite albums, I'm like Folklore, Evermore, hands down. But sometimes I have to put those to the side because to me, like they like are a completely different set of work. They like they're just like far superior to like what anyone else is doing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So sometimes I put them to the side. And Red is my favorite Taylor Swift album, especially the re-recording. But like
Love
the
Red.
initial one is great.
Yeah, picking a favorite album of hers is hard because all of them are eras, as people say. So it's just like, I don't know. Picking a favorite album is hard, but Red is definitely one of my favorites for sure. So 2012, obviously, always 1,000% All Too Well is my favorite song, no matter what. So
That's
I
my
don't
number one
even
right
count
now.
it. Yeah, I don't even count it because it is just elite. I think it's her best song. I stan All Too Well. I love it. Carly and I, when we're bored, we've done brackets before, like during COVID, we'd be like, work is slow. Like, want to do a bracket? And like, it always ended up on All Too Well. Like, it's just,
It's hard to
yeah,
compete with All Too Well. It's
it,
like, oh my
it's
god.
just great. It's awesome. But so taking that out of it, because I don't think it's fair to compare other songs to it, my number one song is going to be The Moment I Knew, and it's on her bonus track of Red,
Oh,
but it's her original album. It's not the re record. It's a great song.
yeah, I like that song.
And then my
Um,
second is I Almost Do.
that's a good one too.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
I put All Too Well as my top one,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna keep it there. I'll do two honorable mentions really.
Yeah.
I'm putting 22 there
It's fun.
because it's one of my go-to karaoke songs. Um, and I'll probably be singing it tonight. Tonight's my birthday party. Tomorrow's my
I
birthday,
know.
and we're doing karaoke.
So
Um,
fun.
but also sometimes to me, 22 is like one of the most perfect pop songs. Like to me, it's such an anthem, and it like if you blast that shit, it sounds so good. Um, I don't know. There's something about it that just like makes me feel good, and like
Also, after hearing All 12 10-minute version and realizing what 22 is about,
oh my god,
it
yeah,
makes it 10 times better. Like
that's
you're just like, you go, girl. You go, girl.
so
I love
true.
it.
Yeah, and I guess my second honorable mention. Fuck, I'm like torn between
This album's hard.
I Almost Do and Treacherous.
Treacherous is good.
Yeah,
Well, okay, song I don't like
yeah.
on this album is going to be Starlight. I don't like Starlight. I don't even think I can sing it in my head. I don't think I listen.
Starlight. Yeah, wait. I definitely hear it. It comes on and I skip it.
Yeah, I
Starlight,
know.
starlight, something like that.
I need impossible dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah, no, I don't
Yeah,
know. Not feeling it. I was
I
gonna
really,
say stay, 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 but I actually really like that song.
I was
It
thinking
grew
when
on me.
when you said which one I don't like, that one initially
Same,
popped out for me. But like sometimes I play it, so
same, same,
it's one of
same.
those cute ones.
I'm
I
glad
also
you
like her
agree.
original 22 better than the re-recording.
Yeah, I
There's
agree.
something when in the re-recording though. Oh wait, no, that one too. But I was thinking about We Are Never Getting Back Together.
Yeah,
The re-recording's weird when she does we. It's not
yeah.
like because
I have a funny story about that song. Do you want to hear it?
yeah.
Okay, so it's about my husband.
Oh man.
So, my husband and I have been together for like 8 years. I was
Wow.
19 when we met. Yeah, we've only been married for two, but I was 19 when we met. He's 6 years older than me. So he has like obviously, some dating history before me. So
How
we
dare
were
he?
talking, we were jamming to this song because I'm like, I love Taylor Swift. He's like, oh, I really like her too. I'm like, oh, yes, good, green flag. So the song comes on. He's like, I can't listen to this song. And I'm like, why? And he goes, I just have like cringe from it. And I'm like, why? And he's like, well, I was really drunk one night at a bar and this girl that I was like kind of dating, but not dating, like didn't get the hint that like I just didn't want to be with her anymore. So I sent her the song in a text message.
That's that's
Shout out
fucked
to my
up.
husband. He's, a gem.
Wait, did
But
he send the song or did he send like lyrics?
he sent the song like in like a, oh, I don't know. Could you do that then? Maybe not.
I don't know.
maybe he just sent the lyrics or like typed out the lyrics. Like, and she literally goes, "Did you just quote Taylor Swift to me?" And he never answered her. King of ghosting.
Oh my God.
He's a
Like,
really great husband though, so
that's iconic. And that's also
I know. I
amazing
was
that
like,
you,
wow.
it's amazing that you found a Swiftie husband
Yes.
because those are rare.
He took me to my first Taylor Swift concert. That's one thing that is crazy to me is for how much have I been a fan with her? My first concert was Reputation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I've never seen her. I'm really excited to see her next time
When
she
we
comes
get to
around.
Reputation, I'll give you a recap. It is
Yeah.
phenomenal. But yeah, he took me. We got it was great. Well, when we get there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just every time I hear that song, I just think of it. And I don't like that girl either, but so it just makes it even more iconic.
I love that. That is so
Panic for
iconic.
life.
We have a lot to get through.
Okay.
And let's
Sorry, guys.
just,
Might be a longer episode than normal.
yeah, it might be. But next, we're getting into the ones that I like really, really love.
Yeah.
So I'm like excited. Next, we're doing 1989.
It's a great.
She's wearing the 1989 sweater.
I love it.
I love this album. This album
Another one of my favorites.
is so good. Like, very, very, very few skips. And even the skips are good. Like,
I agree
but
wholeheartedly.
I think we're gonna agree on the first one.
Okay.
Can we say it at the same time? I think we're gonna.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like mine's not popular, but let's go. Let's just do it. Let's go for it.
All right, three,
Ready?
2, 1. Out
Out
of
of
the
the
woods.
woods. I love
Oh my
that.
god, it's one of my favorite songs of hers. Like, it is.
So happy.
Yeah, I had a good feeling about that one. I was like, I
But
know
I feel
some.
like it's not everyone's favorite. So that's where I'm just like, I don't know. But yes, I agree. We
I
have
think
very
some people
similar
find it
tastes.
like repetitive, so like annoying. Like, are
I
you out
love
of
it.
the woods? You out. But if you really know like the meaning of that song, which is like about anxiety, like
Yeah.
you feel that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
not like a feeling that you want to like feel when
Nope.
you're listening to music, but yeah, that
I oh, I love it. I love
that
it.
bridge, when that bridge comes on, bitch.
Yeah.
I listen to that shit on the subway
It's a
all the
repeat
time,
for
and I'm
sure.
just like
That's like a replay song.
all the time. I think I listen to it almost every day.
Okay.
Remember when you hit the brakes too soon? Oh my god, I'm gonna sing that tonight.
Okay. Also, though, can you? It's just insane to me how like lyrics from 1989 are in like her other songs, and it's just like so intertwined, and you're like, how?
I like find new things like all the time. I'm like, wait, all these songs are kind
Insane.
of like intertwined, like you said.
Oof. Okay. What's your
Um,
second one?
my second one, I put style.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
know I didn't think that would be your second one, but I think it's just like a cool
I
song,
like it though. I
and
do.
it's a cool song, and like that's one thing I like. One thing I really like about Taylor Swift is like, when you think of pop stars, you think of like sexy, edgy, cool, and
Yeah.
like Taylor Swift is none of those things. Like
No.
she embraces it. She's
Awkward,
like she's
cute,
the awkward,
quirky.
like
Yeah.
quirky girl, and I think
Mhm.
to me Taylor Swift is the most
Humble.
relatable
Relatable. Okay.
pop star because of
Yeah.
that. She is
She
awkward and
loves her cats. She loves to bake. I
she's
love
not cool. She's not a cool girl,
it.
and like I find that cool. And then, but the style to me is like a cool song, so it's like I don't know.
I like style too. Mine's Blank Space. It's a bop. I love it. I know it's not like it's kind of controversy the song, like people love it, people hate it, but again, I just love how Taylor Swift is like, oh, you think this about me? Okay, I'm gonna make millions of dollars telling you to go fuck yourself,
Yeah,
and I love it. Blank Space is my karaoke song. Doesn't sing it well, but it's great. I
that
love it.
song is great. Every
Great mood
every
song.
single line is a zinger. Like if you
Yep.
think about it, every line is like a
About her. So that's what makes it even better. Like the fact that she can just razz herself. I love that.
yeah. She was like
She's like,
she's
I
like
know what you
oh
say about me, but
she's like this character everyone's making up. I like it's a fun character. Let's make a song about
and
it.
the music video is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love it. Do you
that's a
have a
great one.
don't like song on this album?
Let me pull it up real quick. What's yours?
I'm gonna have to go Shake It Off.
Oh, easy, easy. That's my least
Yeah.
favorite song. I skip that every single time. And in fact, sometimes I play it and I get mad that I
Yeah.
played it.
I agree with that.
Like
I
sometimes,
totally agree with that. Do you I was in a bad blood stage for a while too. Like that song would like get me through my day because I was just like I guess going through something in college. I don't know. I was in a mood. But I always think Bad Blood's on Reputation.
oh, it sounds like it would.
I always think that. And then I have to remember like it's not. Like it's not a favorite, but I did really I went through a phase for sure.
I don't listen to. I think when it came out,
Yeah. And the
I
music
liked
video
it.
was iconic.
Yeah,
So
yeah. There's so many good songs on 1989. Like Clean is really good.
I
I
think 1989. Oh, that's hard to say because I think 1989 is when she really started to pivot into who she is as an artist. Like I love Red, it's amazing, but I feel like from 1989 on, it's just a different level of everything, like
yeah.
lyrics, music, production. Like I just, yeah, I think that really kind of like catapulted her into just that different level of artist.
It's also her first truly pop album. The Red had that country bits to it.
Yeah.
So 1989 like really catapulted her into like the pop girlies,
Yeah.
at that point. Then she's like now she's competing with Lady Gaga, or I shouldn't say competing, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like she's in
For
that
sure.
same caliber. But yeah, 1989 is great. And next up is Reputation,
I love
which I
Reputation.
feel like is a love it or hate it type of album. And I'm just slowly starting to really appreciate it.
I
But I
love.
will say there are a lot of skips for me on this album.
Okay, I agree with that. And it's hard because when I was like thinking of the question, my favorite album, I think I associate Reputation as my favorite album because I went to the concert
Hmm.
and the concert was insane, like
I hear that's her best
amazing. It was
best tour.
insane. But she sang a bunch of other songs too. It wasn't just Reputation, but I'm with you. Like I feel like I have like five core songs that I love and stand, but then I'll skip half of them.
That
I'm
that's
curious.
where I'm at. I literally like five songs and that's it. But then
Yeah.
like I still like that album. Okay,
Same. What's your favorite?
my favorite is Getaway Car.
Me too.
Woo!
Yep.
We got
And
taste. Getaway Car is so good.
it is so good. The bridge is the best,
Yeah.
and I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
she deserves like there should be like a best bridge category at the Grammys because like she would just take it home every single year.
The Taylor Swift Bridge Award.
Yeah. It's so good. Like I don't even know what to say about it. Getaway Car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel that one. I
What's
love it.
your honorable mention?
King of My Heart.
I don't listen to that one,
I
but
love it.
like I don't hate it,
I
but I
like
don't listen to it.
It's recently become my honorable mention.
My honorable mention is Delicate. I think it's a
Oh,
really good song.
sweet.
It's another one that like is cool. I feel cool
I
when
feel
I
like
listen.
that one's grown on me for sure.
Yeah, it has when I remember when that came out, I was like, who is this? Like this is
Yeah.
not Taylor Swift. Was that the first single from that one, or Look What You Made Me Do? I think Look What You Made Me Do came
I
out, and
think Look What Made You, yeah, Look What You Made Me Do was the first one that came out with like all the snakes and everything.
I really didn't
Um,
like that when that came out. I was like, no.
I
Did you like it?
liked it, but
Yeah,
I liked it from a sense of like, again, she just kind of came out and was like, fuck all of you guys. Like, literally, like,
I like
my
the
life
message.
is, yeah, like, it's just, like, you pushed me to my breaking point, but then you're gonna bitch about my breaking point. It's like Mad Woman, like it's you don't just become mad, like you just something has to get you there.
Right, and this album came out like this was the biggest like between 1989 and Reputation was the biggest gap for
Yeah.
her
This was her
putting
like comeback, like disappeared for 5 years or however long it was, like total silence and
yeah,
her
because
like
there was
reborn.
I gotta admit, I think I was on that like I hate Taylor Swift train, and I like hate that because like why? Like why did people hate Taylor Swift? They hated her because she was dating and she was being a normal
Yeah.
girl in her 20s, and that's why people hated her.
Yeah. And then there's the whole Kanye drama and like all of that stuff. And
Like
I don't even
The
know.
Kim stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the receipts and all of that. But my unpopular opinion song, controversial opinion song that I love is This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like not a lot of people like it, but I really like it. Again, it's just funny.
This is why we can't have
Yeah.
night. Right, that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That came on at one of the Taylor
It's like
Swift
a
dance
fun
parties.
song.
It was fun to
Yeah.
dance to that one, but I definitely skip it. Another one I can't stand is "You're So Gorgeous."
Oh, I
I
can't.
can't.
Gorgeous. Like, no.
I can't. Okay, let's move on
Okay.
if that's okay with you.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
Next is Lover. And I know early in the pod you said like you forget about this one.
Yeah.
I definitely like did not like it. It's probably one of my least favorite albums of hers, but I'm slowly getting into it.
Same.
Um
The songs are really good if you like actually listen to it, but as
yeah.
a whole, I don't like it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. My favorite is Cruel Summer.
Ooh, I love Cruel Summer. That's my honorable mention.
Yeah.
I love Cruel
What's
Summer.
your number one?
Daylight.
Oh, Daylight is good.
I love Daylight
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah, she has some good songs in there. Cruel Summer is like to me one of those like fun songs with an amazing bridge.
Yep.
You know, it's kind of like Out of the Woods, but like it's like
yep. Mm-hmm. I love Cornelia Street too, and Death by a Thousand Cuts. Those are my.
So I think Death by a Thousand Cuts is a lot of people's favorites from that album. I don't really like it.
I like it because it reminds me of Old Taylor.
Mm. Again, amazing bridge.
Yeah.
My honorable mention is Afterglow.
Oh, I love Afterglow.
I love Afterglow.
Afterglow is great.
And I just like heard it for the first time recently, and I was like, I play it all the time. I would put Lover up there too. I just think it's such a romantic, cute song.
It's sweet. I do. I like it. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we need to spend much time on Lover.
I feel like we're done with Lover, right?
Bye.
I like the
album.
Bye, Felicia. I like the album cover. It's really
cute.
it's
pretty. I liked Taylor and like her Lover era.
Yeah. You could tell she was happy and like yeah. Okay. We're here. We're at Folklore.
We made it.
And oh my god, like I feel like I could do a whole podcast about this album alone. I love this album so much. Folklore means so much to me. It came out at a time where I was going through it came out in the pandemic. Right before the pandemic, I went through a breakup. This album is like so sad. I think everyone needed this album. Yeah. It's like everyone just needed a cry at that time. And I did. I did it a lot. I would listen to this album. I would close my laptop from my bed. I worked from home. And I would just partake in some illegal substances and play that album from start to finish and just cry. And like, it was like fun. It was like therapeutic. It just, to me, it's like one of the best pieces of work. It's the best album that I've ever heard personally.
I think it's her best album. It is one of my favorites, but how we were saying earlier, like my favorite is not necessarily her best. Like I do think this is her best piece of work.
Right.
100%.
I definitely think it's her best piece of work. And it's like, and
it came out in, like you said, the perfect time. Like if she would have released this 4 years ago, it probably wouldn't have been as big as it was.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we talk about Folklore all the time. Like that's probably the most talked about album in our group chat.
For sure.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I think we're going to agree on the number one.
Okay.
Should we do the 3, 2, 1 again?
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous, but okay, let's do it. Ready?
3, 2, 1.
August. Yeah.
Yes. To me,
I just got chills. It's so good.
It never gets old. To me, August is her best song that she's ever written. And it like embodies everything that she does so well. So it like it's not like a super poppy song, but there are those elements that like would make a good poppy song. You know, remember when I pulled up and said, getting like that is like if that was behind a different like track, it could be like poppy. And so and it has like a fun bridge. It just like has all the elements, the great storytelling. The music,
Yeah.
oh my god, like the music that outro like gives me chills.
August is great. And it wasn't a single, right?
No, mm-mm.
No,
I mean, she didn't really do singles for these albums.
that's true.
I mean, I guess
Cardigan.
is that it?
Yeah, that's really it. Yeah, I think that's really it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I love August. And yeah, I mean, it's funny how you said like this album, what it meant to you, like mine's kind of opposite. So, like, when this album came out, it was COVID, but like we postponed our wedding. We were, I was getting married that year. Like, it was a good, happy year. And then this album fucked me up. Like, it literally, like, my husband is like, why are you sad? Why are you depressed? I'm like, this album has literally put me into depression. And it's made me like reflect on how I handled situations in the past, whether it was like relationships, friendships, family relationships, like not even like necessarily like about lovers or, past. It wasn't even that, because at that point in my life, like I was solid with where I was at, obviously, with my husband. It was just more of, it made me think of like how I handled situations and what if I did something different, or what if I handled. And so it was like a big reflection period for
Mm-hmm.
me. And I went into like a month of just like, I was just so sad all the time, but like I, came out of it, obviously. Like, wasn't true depression, but it was just more of like, it just really made me think like of mistakes or things I didn't handle correctly. And it brought up like a lot of conversations with past family members and even my husband. Like, it was monumental. It
Yeah.
transformed me, my relationships, how I look at things, even for the future, because I don't want to make those same mistakes. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to what you like.
yeah,
Not everyone was going through a hard time like I was during this, but could still
yeah,
really appreciate it because the album is so honest. It's like
yeah,
too honest, actually. Sometimes I'm like, it's hard to listen to, really. Like if you
yeah,
really listen to it, it's not like you don't, no one wants to feel this way, but because the way she does it, it's so beautiful. It's like sometimes I just listen to it and I'm just like singing along, whatever. But then there are times where I listen to it and I'm like, fuck,
yeah,
this
for sure.
hurts.
It can be background, or it's like you're in a mood. But I mean, it's even like when it came out, people are like, who's this song about? Did Joe hurt her? What's this? And like when she did the long pond, she's like, no, like this is me reflecting back on other parts of my life, or even like their folklore, their fake stories first per se. But same thing, like people are like, well, why does it affect you? It's like, I'm not affected because I'm living this life, this scenario. It's just more of like the past
Yeah,
and just how, literally making one decision can ripple into a bunch. And it's that big, like, what if mantra. And like, I hate living in the what if, or what if I did this? What if I did that? Like,
totally.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
she said this is the first album that isn't completely autobiographical. Like
yeah,
literally every single one is just like a play by play of her life. And this is the first time where she like took herself out. I think there are elements of her in it, like
yeah.
her story in it,
It's
but
just
like
not, yeah.
yeah.
What's your second?
My second is My Tears Ricochet.
Though I do love that song.
There's
Mine's
something
a, oh, go on.
so I think that's a track five song, and I've noticed a
Mhm.
lot of my favorites are her track five, and she puts a lot of emphasis. I don't know, is that like a Taylor Swift thing, or is that like a
It
music
is.
industry
So
thing?
track five is like her most like emotion, like hit song, like for her. Like apparently it's like her most favorite song is her track five, but it's
Right.
this whole thing. Again, I'm like half in, half out on that side of it, but for sure, like people like live for the track fives.
Yeah, this is one of the
Yeah.
two songs I think on the album that she wrote solely by herself. The rest she wrote
Mhm.
with one other person.
Yeah.
My Tears Ricochet is just her, and yeah,
I do
it's
love
really
that one.
sad. That's another one that's hard to listen to, but I just think it's so well written. I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah. Mine's illicit affairs.
That's a good one. I listen to
I
that a
love.
lot.
I remember like I texted you in our group and I was like, my favorite songs are Illicit Affair and Ivy. Does this mean like I'm gonna murder my husband? You guys are like, maybe.
That's so funny. Yeah, because those are
Bad.
those are villain Taylor
I know.
songs.
I
I
love.
think Carly texted us about illicit affairs today, didn't she?
She did. She said, let's bring up the Swiftie chat room.
I wish we could have some insight on the inspo behind illicit affairs. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, who we cheating on?
Yep.
That's
It's
a
a great song.
it's an honest song. She's like literally singing about hurting someone, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I like it. I like the storytelling in it. It's nothing like she's really done before. So I like that. Like it's again, it's just that honesty that my honorable mention is, and this is an unpopular opinion for sure. It's Invisible String.
I love that song.
I love that song. I resonated with it. I feel it. That's how I feel about my husband. So, I
That
mean,
that's
I
funny.
love it. I heard it and I was just like, I love
Yeah, that was one of my initial favorites. It's not. I don't think it's on my top five from this album now, but it
yeah,
was
I
when it
love
first
it.
came out. And I think it's because I don't think I understood the meaning behind Invisible String when it
Yeah.
first came out. I thought it was a sad song.
Mm-mm.
It's like a happy one.
Like
Yeah,
a fate and destiny song.
yeah.
Like no matter where you were at your life at one point, like you were always destined to end up with this one person. Like, I
I
mean,
took.
looking back, like I've known my husband since I was in first grade. Like
Wait, really?
he's my best friend's older brother.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, I mean, we were never like close because he was older, but like he's gonna hate me for this, but he was my camp counselor at one point. But yeah, I mean, just like always our lives have kind of been entangled and, we reconnected and we were friends and then it was always weaved. There was always some type of connection.
That's really beautiful, and like that's another song that like really paints a picture really well. It's
Mhm.
like I can literally visualize that song, and
Yeah.
like I can visualize the gold string that she's talking about, like the invisible
Yeah.
string. But I think she says gold in that song.
Yeah.
So that too. Yeah,
Yes.
I can't say enough about this album. Like literally, the one is great. Cardigan's great.
I love the
The
one.
Last Great American Dynasty. Like I still listen to that song. I think it's such a fun story, and like Exile. I mean, Exile's a beautiful song.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. I just can't say enough about this album.
All right.
Should we go to Evermore? Oh
Yep.
my God. I love this album too.
Me
I
too.
remember we had a conversation. We're like, which one's better? Which one's better? And like, there was a time where I was like, I like Evermore more.
Same.
Um, but I think deep down, Folklore is a bit better. But Evermore is like great.
So maybe you'll agree with this. My favorite songs on Evermore, I think I like better than Folklore, but I like Folklore as an album better. Like I have a bunch of skips on Evermore. Like
Hmm.
not on purpose, but just like when I go to Evermore, there's like four songs I need to listen to.
Right.
If the others are playing great, but like Folklore as a whole, I could listen to on replay every single day.
Yeah.
Evermore, I want to listen to like five songs and then dip.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes like I have to when I'm going to take a shower, like I want to put on an album, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'm a lot of times I'm deciding between Folklore and Evermore. I'm like, well, I'm gonna take a long shower,
Yeah.
and I know if I put on Folklore, I'm not gonna have to jump out and like hit
To
next.
change it.
Evermore, I
Yeah.
might have to do that.
Yeah.
With
No.
that said, um, what's your favorite on Evermore?
Champagne problems.
That's my honorable mention.
I love it.
And I didn't like that song when it first came out. It was one of my least
I
favorites.
remember you didn't. I remember
Like
you saying that, and I was like, "Oh, I love this song."
sometimes they just like grow on you.
It wasn't my favorite when it came out. I think Willow was my favorite when it came out,
mm,
just because it was like, what she played and what came on, and I really liked it, which
me
I
too.
still really love.
Yeah,
But yeah, my honorable mention is Ivy.
I love that song, and I
I
think a lot of people don't like that one.
love it.
I love it. I love singing that one.
Me too.
It's so good. My favorite is another track five, "Tolerate It,"
Tolerated is good.
and I think
Tolerated took me a little bit to get into.
it to me, I think that's her saddest song. That one hurts really bad,
Closure.
honestly, when I listen to it. Um, I think it's pure poetry. I
Yeah.
mean, the bridge, that last little um,
It's
bit,
raw. Yeah.
it hurts. I actually want to say it just because, like, I want
Yeah.
people to understand how fucking good it is.
It is.
While you were out building other worlds, where was I? Where's that man who threw blankets over my barbed wire? I made you my temple, my mural, my sky. Now I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life. I mean, it goes on, but like, how do you come up with that? Like,
Yeah.
I'm begging for footnotes in the story of your life.
It
Like,
cuts deep. That
yeah,
song does. And for a while I didn't listen to it. Like I think it was I don't think I could fully comprehend it like when I was listening to it and I was just like, meh. And then like when after talking to you, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And now it's like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, some of these songs are just like they cut deep, and
Yeah.
like another one is "Happiness." I almost put that on there. I don't listen to it that much
Okay.
anymore. Like when it first came out, that'd probably be my number one, like that and Willow. It's weird how like things change.
Yeah.
And now when I think of "Happiness," I think of Carly. She thinks of me when she listens to "Happiness."
Oh.
So I love that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's a
I just love
sweet
that.
song. It's like sad, but it gives you hope. It doesn't like rip the rug out from under you
It has
like
a happy
Celebrate
ending.
does. Yeah,
And a lot
exactly.
of these songs on these two albums, Folklore and Evermore, do not have happy endings.
No.
So yeah,
I don't, I am not a fan of Gold Rush.
me either. I'm like getting tired.
I
She's so
know.
much
There's a
music.
lot. I don't think we realized. And it's hard just to just say and move on. Like there's just
I know. I feel
it's
bad.
situational. I feel like everything is so situational with Taylor Swift too. Like when it's like, what's your favorite album? It's like, well, what mood am I in? Or what am I feeling like? Like I don't want to listen to Reputation when I'm feeling sad, you
Yeah,
know, and I don't want to listen to Folklore when I'm happy. Like
I
so
agree, and I still do.
yeah,
But
same.
yeah, okay. So we just have her two re-recordings that she's released. Um, we really could have done a podcast for each album, really, right?
Really.
But okay, let's do "Fearless" Taylor's version.
Okay. Are
My
you just
favorite,
going off of vault songs or just the whole album?
the whole album.
Okay, cool.
This is where I put Untouchable. Untouchable is one of my favorites.
I do love
That's my
that
number
song.
one. Um, I I love it. I think it's like a beautiful melody, and
Yeah. I put Forever and Always piano version.
yeah. So wait, was Forever and Always on your Fearless favorites?
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
fearless favorite too.
Okay,
But
yeah.
her version, the piano version, is beautiful.
It's so good. I love that one too.
I also really like Today Was a Fairy Tale. Not my favorite, but I like it. It's sweet.
I like that one too.
And then Mr. Perfectly Fine is my favorite vault song.
Nice. So is that like your honorable mention?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine is You All Over Me.
Yeah.
It's like one of those personal songs where I I just can relate to it.
Hmm.
Um, I don't listen to it that much anymore, but when I saw it, when I was like trying to think of what song I wanted to list, I was like, that has to be it. Let's do Red, Taylor's version. And I love this album so much.
I
I do not. Do you ever listen to 2012 Red?
not anymore.
No.
No. I like when I listen to Red Taylor's version, I only listen to the vault songs.
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'll
true.
listen
Oh
to
yeah,
like
my
I'll
my
listen
my two
well,
are vault songs.
yeah, I'll listen to like I almost do and like maybe Red or something, but I literally start at Better Man and I just listen down.
I do too. I do too.
Ooh, I'm
Sometimes
curious.
I'll go in and yeah, like you said,
Okay, what's your
um,
favorite?
all too well. 10-minute
Yeah.
version. I
And
mean, I that song's incredible. I can't believe she held on to that for so long.
okay, I don't think you're gonna like this, but I feel like we talked about it in our group, but I don't know. Maybe I just talked with Carly in person. I do not think that she has had that song from the original. I think she had the majority of it. And I think with her writing skills now and everything that's come to be in the media and what she was feeling, and she added to it. I don't think she's had that song
In
since
its
Red.
entirety. Yeah, I agree
I don't.
actually. Some of those lyrics, I'm like, when she's talking about like twin flames, I was like, who's talking about twin flames in 2012?
And she didn't, the writing of that song is very folklore.
That's so true. That's so true. I've definitely thought that
Yeah.
about
I
that.
don't think she's a liar. I definitely feel like she had like a 10-minute version, but and obviously like when you're recording, like we even see like songs that she's had, like the original lyrics aren't the same. Like as you're recording, you change it. But I feel like the song is too spot on for things that have happened past when All Too Well was released.
True.
That
And it's
makes
like mature, like a
Yeah.
lot of it gets like more mature, especially like the final verses. So yeah, I that would not surprise me at all if she like
Yeah.
wrote a lot of that um in recent
And it was
years.
just nominated for, or not nominated, but she's eligible to be nominated for a Grammy, which we talked about today. And
For I think an Oscar.
oh, an Oscar.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said. Yep. And what did you say?
For the short film.
Yeah. And what did you say? Do you remember what you said to me?
No.
You said, look at Miss Swift getting an Oscar before Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh yeah. Like that would be some shit if she gets an Oscar before Jake
I
Gyllenhaal.
hope
Yeah.
he's there. He's had some movies come out, so hopefully he's there. And I hope
Yeah.
she wears a red scarf or like a red dress or something.
I mean, also there's that short film, like that shit hurts. I watched it recently and I cried. I think I texted you guys. I was like, I'm crying. I'm
I
emotional.
remember when it came out, like I was in Ohio and like Carly was obviously North Carolina, you were in New York, and we all stayed up till midnight and listened to the album and like we're texting each other. Like I remember I was like, I had my
Oh yeah.
AirPods in, Matt was sleeping, and I was just listening. We did All Too Well 10-minute version first, and then we started it. And then when the music came, like the video came out, it was just like we dissected it. It's insane. She's insane. And I love
That's
Sadie Sink. I've always loved her, but then that like video made
and
me.
I love Dylan O'Brien.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, that was they did a phenomenal job in that.
There's just so many good like verses in that song too. Like I can't even pick
I think I learned all of the lyrics within a week.
100%.
Yeah. What's your honorable mention?
Nothing new.
That's so good.
I love that
It's
song.
so
And I
good.
love Phoebe Bridges. That
Mine
is it's
is
just so good.
mine is I bet you think about me.
Oh, I love that song too.
Yeah.
And I love the
I don't
video.
think you originally like initially did. Did you? Did you always like that one?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
I did.
It's so fun. It's like country. It's a fuck you.
Yeah.
It's I love that song. I listen to it all the time. It's fun. It's fun to sing it.
I didn't like Message in a Bottle, and I still kind of don't. Like I'll listen to it, but
I don't think I liked it. I don't really listen to it that much anymore. There was a period where I really liked
yeah.
it.
And I love Better Man. I
Better
love
Man.
the version of it, but I liked that song when Sugarland did it, but like I'm
Yeah.
not a big Sugarland fan, so when she re-recorded it, I was like, this is so good.
Better Man is probably number 3 for me.
Yeah, I do love that song. That's a
So
great
good.
one. Run is good too.
That album's just I think for I would my top 3 albums: Folklore, Evermore, Red's Taylor version. That's my top 3.
Yeah, I think I can do top 3, no particular order. I can't say there's 1, 2, or 3. So I would go Red Taylor's version, Speak Now, and Folklore.
Yeah. You know
Okay. I know it's over, but I have to ask you a question. I was thinking of this.
I'm nervous.
What Taylor Swift era are you currently in?
Good question.
I know I sprung it on you. I should have prepped you.
I'm like I want to say 1989.
Yeah.
I might be in my Lover era though.
Yeah.
1989 or Lover. I'm going with 1989 though.
Why?
It's my birthday. It's like a fun summer vibe. I'm feeling very summery. I've been wearing like short shorts. I've been like going to the gym, so I feel good. I don't know, something about it's a summer vibe for me.
Yeah.
So I'm going with 1989. What about you?
I know. I don't know. I off the top of my head, I want to say Lover too, just because like happy, good, chill.
Isn't that funny? We're like, we hate Lover, and now we're
I
both in our Lover
know.
eras.
But the real deep down inside me wants to say I'm in my Reputation era. Like I've been kind of in like a fuck everybody type stage. Like I want to do me. I want to, do us. Like Matt and I just like do our own thing. Like we're kind of in like a selfish
I
phase.
thought you were
Like
about to say like, we just want to do each other.
no, just like kind of like in that selfish stage of like, just whatever we want to do and type vibes.
I
But
love that. Yeah, that I mean, Reputation is such a vibe.
it is. It's like empowering. Like it's like taking control of your life. And I like that.
Totally. I
I
love
love
that.
I
Okay.
love that.
Well, this was so much fun.
It
The most
was.
fun I've had personally, because like I can go on and on and on.
I know.
But we both got lives. You got lunch to attend to. I have
Yes.
my birthday party to get
I
ready for.
know. Yeah.
Thank you so much. All
Well,
right. Well, thank you for
you're
doing
welcome.
this.
Of course. It was so much fun. We can talk
And
about T Swift all day.
all
Swifty
day
for
long.
life.
Last shout out to Carly.
Yes, Carly, we miss you. Thanks for bringing us together and making us close again, with all of our Swifty vibes. So,
Yes, we love you, Carly. Carly
yes,
Golf.
love you
All
guys.
right.
Have a
Catch
good
you guys on
one.
the next one.
Yes,
Bye.
bye.